So thank you so much for coming to the event, and Ms. Eunjung Chai, who is currently an expert on North Korean refugees issues, will be speaking to us today. As an advisor for the National Unification Advisory Council, she'll work to improve relationships between North Korean refugees and South Koreans living in Britain, and these efforts will serve as a base for building a model for a future reunified Korea.
Well, thank you for having me today. It is not an easy time for all of us, and I really appreciate this occasion to share ideas and exchange views. I don't know about you, but here in the UK, I get asked the question, where are you from, a lot. It gets a little more complicated when they ask a follow-up question. From South Korea or North Korea? Well, I used to say South Korea and move on. But the older I get, the more uncomfortable I get with that answer. How much do they know about Korea? How much do we know about Korea? I wanted to talk about things that are not mentioned in history books. I wanted to ask myself, isn't it time to think about what we need to do as citizens of the world to save lives? And finally, it was important for me to go to the bottom of this human tragedy, the division of the country. It became very clear that military and political peace was not possible, but I believed individual peace was possible. By writing together, I wanted to show the world that making peace between one South Korean and one North Korean was actually possible. And if a South Korean and a North Korean can make peace, I thought there was hope for the rest of the world. The North Korean nuclear issue is not just a Korean issue. A military intervention in the region, crossroad of Western and Asian civilization, crossroad of communism and capitalism, a slight spill over, and the situation can degenerate very quickly. Making peace in Korea is making peace in East Asia and ultimately making peace in the world. And that is how my desire to write the book fits in the big picture. This book is a duty of remembrance and a call for action to change the status quo. NUAC was founded in 1980, and it's an organization that reports directly to the President of Korea. And they make recommendations on matters related to reunification policies. For me, it was a perfect platform to leverage and put in action what I said I would do in the book. I had made peace with one North Korean refugee. If we all made peace with one North Korean refugee here in the UK, there would be 1,200 South Koreans and North Koreans at peace right there. We have to start somewhere, don't we? Upon joining NUAC, the social life aspect was what I wanted to focus on. How could I make that mix? 140 people gathered, half of which were North Koreans. We shared food, we did some spontaneous singing and dancing, and we all had a grand time. Even if we have the same ancestors, speak the same language, 70 years is enough to host 3 generations. Accepting that we are different will be key to avoid social conflicts going forward. The simple act of caring for one North Korean refugee changed my way of life. Along the journey, NUAC offered me a platform to reflect upon current Korean issues and rethink tomorrow's world. And I'm extremely grateful for that. As I hope I managed to convey today, peace in Korea has a place in the ladder of things that can make this world a better place.